Greetings, do another video. So today we're going to do a little bit of like my favourites from 2022, and I guess it could be kind of used as like a little gift guide for any cyclists or for you to ask your family members or your loved ones for Christmas. But I'm just going to start off by saying I don't ever want to push anything. I don't ever want to like get you to buy anything and spend your hard-earned money on something that I don't genuinely think is like an awesome product. So I hope you know that from me by now, and I hate waste. So if you don't need any of these things, just like skip to the next video and hopefully I'll be out on my bike doing some fun rides. So yeah, I think the first thing is start off, this is like a really basic one, and you probably have seen some of these things before, but it is because like I genuinely love them, use them all the time, and just make my cycling life a little bit easier. So the first thing is Slipstream. This is the best chamois cream ever, because it's just so good. Like the first ingredient is like aloe vera. There's not anything weird or nasty. It's vegan, cruelty free, and it lasts forever. Like a tube of this probably lasts me a year. I don't use chamois cream on like all rides, but I do on like the really long ones, or when it's like really super hot and sticky out. So yeah, and all you need to use is like, I'll show you how much, just that's just that little amount. You just like rub it in, and I can kind of describe this as when you rub it in, it kind of feels like, do you know when you put talcum powder on, it kind of like dries like that, so it's just like smooth and like nice and just glides. Whereas I feel like some chamois creams that I've used in the past, you have to like scrape a load out. They're just really like thick, not nice, and yeah, doesn't leave anything gross on your hands. And then the amount of times that I've seen, well, this was on Land's End Johnny Groats, people use Sudocreme and then they've like, I could just see it squeezing out of their bib shorts. And I'm just like, no, you don't need that. Just get Slipstream. It's, I think it's like a tenner a tube. I think you can get 2 tubes for £20 off Amazon. I'll leave a link to it, but give the gift if you want to use this as a gift giving, like for cyclists. Give someone the gift of a comfortable bike ride. And this, Phil is in love with me for this. This is the book of Bike Fit. It is the Bike Fit Bible. It's written by my good friend Philbert. Hey Phil. This is an incredible book, so much knowledge, and this is the second edition, so if you're going to buy any, get the second edition one, because he's added extra chapters in there about I think turbo training, just like lots of extra stuff. And then also in this one, oh hello, the second edition one I'm actually in, you'll see me in there, which I love, and I loved helping Phil do this because you've known from like all the videos that I've done with him, his advice and his knowledge of getting someone comfortable and just in like the best position for like performance as well is just phenomenal. And I'm always going to give Phil a shout out because he's just so giving with his time and his information. And this one, I think it's like, it says £20 on the back, but I don't think it is that much, but I'll leave a link to it below. Really good book. It's on the back, it's actually got a quote from Garrett Thomas. I trust Phil with any injury and how to accommodate it on the bike. And Sir Chris Hoy, my advice has always been to seek expert advice from experienced cyclists, coaches and physios, or from a reputable bike shop, but now there is another option, and that is to consult Phil's book. So the next one is Quad Lock. This thing is genius, and basically it works. You have like a thing for your phone, case for your phone, that clips into there, you can attach that onto your bike, and then you've got your phone on your bike whenever you need it. So I use this on all my long endurance rides. I use it pretty much on all my rides now anyway, but specifically I have to have it for my endurance ones because I use it as like my little entertainment centre basically. 5 a.m. I really rate this. I've also got another one that's actually on my turbo bike, and that's more of an out front mount, so it's kind of like your Garmin mount. So that's what I use on there because that's on there permanently. But this one I've got because I basically switch it between bikes, like depending on where or which bike I'm using. It's like it's really easy just to switch on with that and the rubber bands. So 100% recommend that. Like it's just so good. Really like having that on there, and yeah, that's the Quad Lock. I had to put like one kind of saddle bag in it, or like one bike packing bag. And I think the one that I use, probably one of the ones I use the most, is these Apogura race packs. Like, don't get me wrong, tail fin, phenomenal. If you're bike packing, if you're wanting to carry like a lot of stuff, you can't go wrong with the tail fin. They're just incredible pieces of technology, pieces of kit. I absolutely love mine. But when I'm just doing like, say, like a 200 or a 300, something a bit shorter, and I want to take like a jacket or something if it's going to be cold, then I always take the Apogoro ones. They're just really durable, easy to clip on and off your bike, and these have like lasted. Honestly, they're so durable. I've been in all weathers with these, in like on and off road, and I just really like how these ones work, because it's got loads of like little, let me see there, like little, what they call, like little gaps for your light on the back. And yeah, it's just a really simple, neat design. And I really like it. But they're Apogoro race packs. You can get a 5 litre one or a 7 litre one. I've actually got both, so I just kind of, I think I would probably use the 5 litre one more, the smaller one. And you've heard me rave about this like all year. It is the Garmin 1040 Solar. This is for, I guess for me, doing longer distances, wanting battery life as paramount. Like, this has been just incredible. So I'll leave a link to a video below that I did in the summer, and basically, I mean, not to spoil the video, it was how far can I ride with solar power alone. And I basically rode the whole of the Women's Tour de France with all the transfers over 8 days. I think it was about 1,500 kilometers on one battery charge. So I charged it once before we set off, didn't need to charge it again. I had 4% battery at the very end. And I think it was like 1,500k, maybe 16,000 meters. It was a lot, like I say, over 8 days. And like, how awesome is that? Like, I just think it's just insane that, I don't know where you can see it from around there. The solar is that kind of like, can you see like the brown, I feel like a brown dark red. Also on top of the battery life is Climb Pro. Climb Pro, I am the biggest advocate of that. And basically that just shows you, because I love climbing, when you're approaching a climb, when it's in your route, it basically pops up to tell you what the climb is, like the gradients of it, how long it is, and it's like color coded, so it tells you like the dark red is like when it's going to be like, you know, it's going to be steep, probably out of the saddle stuff, whereas it's when it's kind of like yellow, orange or green, you're kind of like, oh, this is not too bad. But I love that on it. And I know that this is like the top of the range, like Garmin head unit. So I want to give you another option, and that is the Garmin 530. So this, I've not actually got it, but Phil, my friend's got it. I've recommended it to a lot of people, because that at the minute actually is I think it's like 179.99, so it's reduced. And that has got, it's just small. So basically it's kind of like the little brother or little sister to this. It's not solar, but it's got so many like of the good features that I love on this, actually on that little unit, and for like much cheaper. And I think if you're wanting a head unit that's got, so it's basically, it's got Climb Pro on it, it's got all the training, it's got maps, really good like navigation on there. It's got, what else does it have? I'll leave a link, because there's just so much detail that you can have on the website and figure out if that's what you want. But I think for a unit that's quite like a little bit smaller and cheaper, I don't think you can go wrong with that one. That is like so good. A couple of friends actually were asking like which one I'd recommend, and that would be the one, because they weren't doing like crazy long distances and they just wanted something that was going to do like club rides, that had everything on there. And that is like, I really do think that is a really good little unit. The only thing is though, if you did want that, doesn't have touchscreen. So if you want a touchscreen, you could go up one, and I think that's the 830. For me, I think it's the Climb Pro, and it's got Climb Pro on it. I think Climb Pro is just the best thing. I was chatting to Harley at Garmin, and I was like, I want to meet the person that came up with Climb Pro and just like pick their brains about it, because I just think, I love it. It makes climbing days, and pretty much all my rides are climbing days, just makes them so much easier, because you can just pace so much better. So yeah, that's the head unit, and I think that is pretty much everything. I'm trying to think of anything else that I really love. Oh, actually, one other thing that I probably should mention. In fact, are they on charge? No. I'll be back again, give me one sec. And the final thing are these little monkeys. I love these so much. These are made by Shocks. They are basically open ear headphones, so I'll show you. So basically they sit on the bone conducting, so they sit on the outside of your ear. I use these pretty much all my rides, because I use that with these with the quad lock, so that I can just listen to music, listen to a podcast, and I can still hear all the traffic, so it's just safe, so you can hear what's going on around you. Also, if you're a runner, I think these are better because the amount of times, do you know if you're like riding on canals and there's a runner, they can't hear you coming up behind you. Like I don't mind like just waiting to go round, and that doesn't bother me. But for me, like that could be anybody. I think because I worked as a journalist for so many years, like you think of all like, well, I wrote about all the awful things that happened, but you just want to be able to hear your surroundings, and I just think, no, I want to hear what's going on. So yeah, definitely rate those as well. They are amazing. I should just add that I am supported by Garmin and Quadlock, so just putting that out there. So yeah, I've worked with Shocks in the past. I've actually worked with Slipstream in the past, and obviously I say work with Phil, we're friends. I just go and film stuff. But yeah, and that's the thing, I work with these brands because I absolutely love the products that they do, and I think they just make, like I say, they just make my cycling life. God, I've been talking 30 minutes. God, this was meant to be a quick video anyway. So yeah, if you've got any other suggestions, any other things that you really like that make your cycling life easy, that would be good for Christmas presents, then leave them in the comments. For those that are interested, I am feeling a lot better. Thank you so much. You've sent me so many nice, lovely messages and just been like, get well soon, like feel better. I actually feel a million times better. I did have like, after that video, I was like, oh, I feel fine. I did have a few days where I was like, I don't feel so great. And yeah, I feel so much better now, and I just cannot wait for the snow and ice to go so I can just ride my bike outside. So yeah, on that note, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video. It's gonna go in and out, isn't it, during this video? That sun is bright. Directly in the bloody sun. Ugh. Too dark.